Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. We're going to get Sam on here. We are actually going to talk about the food and symptom log that we have everyone do. And actually, it's part of your pre-challenge homework. So we'll get Sam up here and then we'll start chit-chatting and give you guys some suggestions, some tips, all that good stuff. And it's a beautiful day out here, so I'm outside again. Um, I mean, it is all about grounding, right? Let's see. Let's get her up here. I did this last week, I think. Hold up. Comments will appear here. Here, we're gonna. No, I can't comment. You guys, I swear I have a brain. It has been a night. I will tell you that. It has been a night. Drew had a couple of moments. Figure out how to share the link. Um, anyway, you guys, while she's coming up, Drew had a couple of moments last night. We have not had full blown flu in our house. Knock on wood, knock on wood. But last night was pretty damn close. So, brains, I don't know. My brain doesn't, my brain is struggling today, dude.
1 second at a time, not even
Yeah.
a moment, seconds.
Exactly. And they're being so good. And I feel like I'm about to jinx that, but they're being so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Your hair is so cute, by the way. Oh my golly.
Thank you. I scrunched it all up today because I haven't done that in a while, but I'm having that issue where the top is flat and the bottom is curly. So I need to trim it. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at a shaggy 70s kind of look
See,
right now. So we put it in a ponytail or a
I
bun.
I, I love this shaggy the like um beachy, been in the waves all day, that kind of
Yeah.
all over the place look. So this works for me. This works for me. So I was just telling everybody that today we were going to talk about basically our food and symptom log and why we do it. And Sam and Jill actually added a component to the food and symptom log that I have used for years. And I'm loving it because it really makes a big difference. So for those of you that don't know what the food and symptom log is, let me just explain.
Yeah.
Especially if you're signing up for the challenge, I need a good 5 to 7 days of a log, you guys. Do not come to my challenge without the food and symptom log, please. You will not get as much out of it as you really deserve to. Let me just say that. So here's your pre-homework. It's pre-homework for everybody we work with. So food and symptom log. Here's what you track: the time that you ate, the time that a symptom occurred, and you could go as far as smiley faces, emojis. You don't have to type out a whole journal thing. You can take pictures of your log and text them to me. People do it all the time. I I have food coming in. I have food porn all over my phone. Every time my husband turns around, he's like, if he catches a post or a text or something on my phone, it's usually a picture of food.
Food, yeah.
Usually. So we want to know what time you ate. We want to know what time any symptoms happen. Stuffy noses, acne, like you woke up and your face is all red and blotchy. We want to know that. Your hair is drying out. We want to know that. Stomach, energy, watery eyes, the
Feeling
whole
grumpy.
9 yards.
Yep.
Yeah. Emotions are a key component. And this is the part that Jill and Sam have added because like we talked about last week with mindset, it's a crucial part of it. So we want to know how you're feeling, and that's where your emotions and your emoticons come in.
Yeah.
Happy face, meh. Have you seen the Emoji Movie? Seriously.
So good. So good.
It is the best movie ever. It's hilarious. Use emojis. We like emojis. Use GIFs. We don't care. But we need to know how you're feeling in addition to knowing your symptoms. And every time you poop, I need a number on the Bristol scale. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually, while we are sitting here, I do not forget, I'm going to hop into the comments and I'm going to share with you guys the Bristol Stool Scale
Yes.
that I found that I love, because there's a ton of them out there, but this one actually, what it did was it put explanations in there for you. So you don't have to wait for me to explain it or for Sam or Jill to explain it. I mean, pretty much it's self-explanatory, but in reality, we like to put things in your hands. We like you guys to be in charge. We don't want to have to. And I hate going to the doctor and feeling like I'm not in control. It bugs me.
Yeah.
It bugs me. And I don't have to be like number one, but I mean, it would be nice. But I don't have to be number one. Where did it go? I just shared it. Oh, this
I
is
don't like that.
a
Can
fun
you
one.
stop? Here, can you give that back? There, you take it. Yeah, you can do that. One of the coolest things I really love, and in my own practice use in a similar but different way, is the log. Because when we're thinking in our heads about like, oh, I ate this, oh, I ate that, oh, I feel shitty, oh, I feel whatever, I don't even care to think about how I feel. All those thoughts, there's a lot of judgment behind it. Maybe good feelings, bad feelings. And when we write it all down, we become scientists of ourselves, just like Bonnie was saying right there. How empowering is it to walk into a doctor's office or therapist office or, whoever else kind of office that
Yeah,
we're asking for their help from, and to feel empowered because you can say, this is what I know. I don't know what's going
exactly.
on, but I know this, and this is not what I want. So, and yeah,
Exactly.
we're becoming scientists of ourselves. We're becoming uh, observers, adventurers. I like to think of life as a quest.
That's It is. It is. And, truly understanding yourself and your body and your symptoms is your own unique journey.
Yes.
Everyone is so different. The way we interpret these things, it's so different. But, and that's why there isn't like a one-stop shop. There's no like one solution for everybody. It doesn't exist. It would be really nice, but it just doesn't
And we would
exist.
be out of fun things to do all the time. So,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, and life would be so boring. It really would. It would. So, like, some of the things that we look for is, like Sam was saying, your mood, right? We look for you to be grumpy. We look for you to be hangry. We look for the exhaustion. And I know a lot of times you'll hear health practitioners tell you, well, we look for cramps. We look for, what's it feel like when you eat, right? Are you cramping? Are you sweating? Do you have to run to the bathroom? Like, I mean, that's all things that we experience. But when we start working with someone, we look at emotions, we look at mood, we look at mindset. It's going to be the thing that helps you the most, or at least initially helps you the most. Mind games,
Yes.
brain games. I
Yes.
like brain games. I like brain games.
No.
I know, right? So I was so excited. Last night I got a text from one of the girls that are one of our clients. Um, talking about she lost 20 pounds in 3 months.
Yes. Oh, I
I was
love this.
so excited because she walked into her doctor thinking that she was going to have to fight for another 3 months. And the exact opposite happened. I mean, she was ready. She
Right.
had everything out there. And I bring that up to say that like your food log, while we use it initially to plan your program, a lot of times I actually keep you going on that for a good 6 weeks. Because if we hit a point where you need to go to a doctor and go, hey, this shit's not working, what the fuck, um, then you have everything in your hand. 9 times out of 10, they're going to send you home. Hi, Madarima. They're going to send you home to do a food log anyway, to tell them what you're doing, right? Because they want to know your symptoms. Um, and it's not going to be as detailed as what we asked for. It won't, I promise you. But you still have to go and do those things because otherwise they're operating on like what, one 15-minute round with you, a 15-20 minute conversation. And how can anybody make a realistic recommendation on such a short conversation? Yet here are all these practitioners, and they're doing the best that they possibly can, you guys. Not here to knock doctors. They're doing the best that they can. They're not giving a lot, like they're not giving a lot of information. Yet we walk in and go, hey, here's what's up, fix me.
Oh, right.
I mean, we have to step up. So that's part of the reason for the pre-challenge log.
Yes, start the ball rolling, get that information for yourself first and foremost, and then
Yeah.
like obviously we're here to walk alongside you. However, it's not about adding more to your plate. It's about figuring out what's not working in a non-judgmental way so that
Yes.
we can make it work. So you can make it work for you. We're here to just support and hold space and give the info. Like Bonnie said, we got a lot of info.
Yep.
We're not sure what you need yet.
Yep.
So let's
And
figure it out.
it's funny. Yeah, exactly. Like I just finished up, this is tonight's our last class. So it's our last session, Carrie's 90-day. And
Oh,
one of the
wow.
things that really helped me just kind of stay on point, it's not that I'm doing anything outside of what I wouldn't recommend. It's just, it's not me. It's someone that can look at my stuff, can look at my logs, can look at the things that I'm doing and see patterns and missing pieces and overwhelm in certain places that I can't see because I'm too close. And that's really the key reason to have a coach or nutritionist or health partner in any way, shape, or form is we can't see what we can't see. And if it's too close, we can't see it. Like reality, a lot of my family members won't ask me questions. It's kind of funny. There's a certain family member, and I'm not going to call her out, but there's a certain family member that will ask my friends questions to get an answer, but the answers that they're giving her are answers I give. So like she's getting my answer, she's
Right.
getting the guidance from me, but it's not coming from my mouth. So she's able to actually hear it and listen. And sometimes we're just too damn close to ourselves, and we can't see, and we can't really identify those patterns and the places that could be super simple. Like there was one chick I worked with, I think about a little over a year ago, and we really only had the 2 starting sessions. So usually we get together on a free consult, and then I send you home, you go do your homework, we come back, and then we figure it out. And we went to that second session, and legitimately, you guys, all she had to do was up her vegetable intake and add a bit more protein every day. And really what it boiled down to was she switched the foods that she was buying at the grocery store. That's it. And within like 2 weeks, it everything had disappeared. All the issues with her poop, the issues with her stomach, the issues with her brain fog, and she was starting to get like when her energy dipped, she was starting to get headaches, and she just wasn't eating. And I got a message 2 weeks later, and she's like, well, I don't think I need to spend any money on your programs. I think I'm good. And that is the best feeling. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, we need to pay our, like,
course.
we have bills to pay, and that's fine, but like there's billions of people in this world. If you come to the challenge and you walk away and you can do this on your own without having to spend a dime, great job.
Win.
Great job.
Oh,
there's my fireworks.
That's like
I was wondering, okay.
perfect timing for that. Oh my gosh. It's so
so
true.
perfect.
We don't want to add more to the plate. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We don't want to
Yeah, see,
play
she
this game.
agrees.
Yeah. life is way too short for us to spend years digging in and rehashing
Absolutely.
through. Like, no, 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 no. And I love what you said about sometimes we're too close too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
recently, Jeremiah, my husband, he came to me and he was like, "Did you know," having to do with the way we talk to ourselves and the things that he's putting into his body? And I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting." And I said, "Did you know that's what I do?" And it was really cool because his coworker came to him and it's like, "Oh," and so he did share with his coworker and went back and forth. But again, yeah, yeah, we want to make it
Too
work,
close.
and yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
beautiful.
It's funny when we go to parties, when Brian and I go to parties or we go to, family things, someone will bring something up and he literally will step into the conversation to talk about the things that he's learned. Not from me, but just like in general, right? And they're having this conversation. I usually just go grab a drink, sit down, and wait my turn because the person asking the question is asking for a reason, right? And recently there was some moment he was getting on to somebody about like how they were eating. They started eating more intermittent fasting style. It's working for them. Their body's welcoming it. They're doing phenomenal on it,
Yeah,
right? Which to me that says I'm not changing anything. We're not changing shit. You're good. All right,
right,
keep going.
right.
Your body tells you what it needs. If your energy is staying stable throughout the day and you're not having any other side effects or symptoms, okay,
Win.
yep, works for you. And he was giving them flack for it. And like at one point, I kind of got a little tired of it wasn't an attack. Brian does not attack, but he was trying to have this conversation and it wasn't coming across well. It
Right.
was coming across really negative, and I basically just kind of interrupted and was like, can the professional talk now, or like am I invited into this conversation still?
Tag me in, please.
And it's funny, it's like he forgets what I do, because when we first met I was a trainer, I was working with Biggest Loser. I just finished the first, or I was about to finish the first Biggest Loser that we did in Austin. And he and I met a couple months before that. And then by the time we had hit the second one, he was hell bent on running the 5K, right? So over the years, he's learned a lot. But I started out in this trainer role, and then got my degree while we were first married, and then now here I am in this whole different role. So I don't know that his brain has connected the dots yet, and he's kind of stayed in the same career where I've progressed into a different element or a different area of health and wellness.
Yeah.
So it's interesting seeing these fellas when they don't, and they're like, did you get this look like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that's what you talked about. Okay.
That's what you've been saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And that's kind of
Yeah.
the cool thing too about, yeah, partners, husbands, spouses, and even
Yeah.
the community at Wild Free Health, because I I love being in the community and seeing people like
Yeah.
start to take up those nuggets, because it's true, like we don't know what we don't know, but we do.
Yeah.
Like I was just talking to a lady yesterday about like that feeling like something's not right. I got to do something
Mm-hmm.
about this. You know what Bonnie's been saying? It kind of makes sense. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
And so like that's why we have the community, and it's like these little droplets of goodness because we're always sharing useful information. There's enough
Yes.
information out there, right? Like you said, you can go and Google the Bristol Stool
Yeah. Bristol
chart.
Stool Chart.
Thank you. I was like, what's that last word? Chart. um, but like again, it's info, and sometimes it's too much, especially when we don't know what we don't know. And so,
Yes.
no, please don't do that one. Thank you. I appreciate that. You wanted to another one? And so, yeah, it's all about like figuring it out. No judgment here.
Yeah.
Let's understand what's going on. Oh, I wanted to ask if you would explain for anyone who doesn't know what the Bristol Stool Chart is and like
Oh, okay.
why, maybe?
Yeah. So here's the thing. You can take pictures of your poop, or you can look and just send us a number, right? But the reason is, as you'll see on the chart that I shared, it actually tells you where your body is, okay? Have you heard the whole, like, when you're hydrated, you look at your pee to see what color it is, right? Your eliminations tell you a significant amount about what's going on internally. Your poop is no different. And that's why we use it so much. If you really want a little bit more insight into that, there used to be a British show, I'll have to find it, where a nutritionist actually went around to people's houses and made them poop in Tupperware containers and would take it with her. She would have it evaluated and then she would bring it back. Another thing that happens is, and I actually prefer pictures, you guys, because here's the thing. I had a client this summer, just real quick, month long, not a big deal. But I had a client who actually had parasites, you know, so she had to go on a parasite cleanse. But without seeing the pictures, without seeing what's going on, you can't really identify that. And a lot of times we go into the bathroom, we go, and then we peace out. Like, we don't look at anything, right? And it's not that you need to look every single time, but like if something's up, you want to take a look. You want to look and see what's going on. Your poop can tell you when you're fighting colds. It can tell you, like, they have stool sample tests. It tells you where your micronutrients are, where your fiber levels are. It can give you, in many cases, a more accurate reading when you take your poop, your hair, and your blood, as well as a urine sample. When you combine all of that, sometimes saliva, combine all of those tests into one, and you have this well-rounded, comprehensive view of everything that is happening internally. But if you don't have the funds or the means to do that, the Bristol Stool Chart is step one. I mean, the one that I shared with you in the comments, I love this one because it tells you exactly what's happening. So type 1, severe constipation. It looks like little tiny, like Reese's Pieces, you know, or
Rabbit
peanut
droppings.
M&Ms.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you've got, you know, your mild constipation. You got the lumpy, you got the sausage, right? And then you've got your two normals. It doesn't always look the same. And the whole sinking and floating, and, you know, that I haven't found consistency with that one. So I look more at what's happening. And when you get beyond that, when you go more towards that diarrhea side of the scale, right, this chart will tell you what you're lacking. You're lacking fiber. Well, fiber, carbohydrates. I really want you guys to stop saying, I'm not eating carbs. If you are eating plants, you are eating carbs. I've given up grains for the rest of the year. Okay? You can have a diet where you give up grains. It's okay. You don't have to do everything. I have to make sure I take my multivitamins, so if my body feels like I'm missing something, I'm getting that in. So that youth factor I shared the other day, that sucker is going to be a daily, just to make sure my body's getting everything it needs. But I realized doing Carrie's program that there's something up with the grains. It is not popping up on my food sensitivity test.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's something there, because when I eat the grains, like, took them out for a couple of weeks just because that was part of the program, and when I put them back in, I got brain fog. Like, I couldn't think, I couldn't process. Like, ADHD was off the chain, but not like hyperactivity, which is my norm. I'm normally hyperactive, not the other way around. So when it slows me down, I know there's something really there. So I'm going to go off grains for the rest of the year, or at least 80, 90%. I don't do anything really 100% anymore. No need to. What is going on? My phone just like the.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're pausing.
Okay, never mind. But part of my realization with that was using the Bristol Stool Chart. It's not part of Carrie's program, not her individual program. We're working on that, you guys. We're actually working on combining forces and having a well-rounded 90-day program that's really focused on weight loss, because what we do at Wild Free Health is it's focused on healing health, and weight loss is the side effect to that.
Yeah.
And with Carrie's program is specifically focused on weight loss strategies and using whole foods and holistic measures to focus on weight loss. But in doing her program and combining some of my own elements, I realized that there is an issue with grains. I think I've identified which ones, and it's interesting. It's whole grains in general are funny. Like, you could call it a gluten issue, but I don't think my issue is gluten. I think there's something a little bit more specific to that. So by using a Bristol Stool Chart, by understanding it, and actually taking a look at what's coming out of my body, I was able to identify and really narrow down 3 to 4 of them. So I'm just going to nix them for the rest of the year. And then in January, when we come back, I'm going to add in the ones that I know aren't an issue, and then see how my body feels, because it's entirely possible that the imbalance I've been fighting since before the boys were born, it's possible that my body was just in upheaval and just needs a break. And without using a stool chart like this or understanding what these levels are, I don't know that I would have gotten that answer as quickly. And that's part of the reason we use it is, we get such a great view of what's going on internally when we see what's happening on a consistent basis. It's why we ask for 5 to 7 days, because no offense, you go out partying one night, and it doesn't matter if you drink alcohol, it doesn't matter if you stay on point with your health. If you go out and you're partying it up, you're out late, you're not getting enough sleep, you wake up the next day, you could still be off with your stool for up to 3 days. And it's just everything in your body.
Yep. We're not the same every single moment of every single day. At 9 a.m. every day, I'm not the same as I was every other day. There's like, I feel like social media tends to paint things as a very beautiful picture. However, there's the moment prior to the picture and the moment after that picture that we want to remember too, because we're real humans. Oh,
yes.
Oh, even with my mindset assessments, I take a grain of salt that is that person in that moment when they're taking that assessment.
Yes. And that's the issue with all of our tests. Like, when you go and do a lab test, it's in that moment. But in reality, your test levels will be different in 2 hours from when that was taken. Whether it's blood, urine, it doesn't matter. It will be different in 2 hours. You're just capturing one tiny little moment in time and hoping it gives you answers. It's why we take all of this. Plus, if we do a food sensitivity test, we sit and we go through it, because it'll highlight things that we may or may not be suspicious of.
Yep.
And if you're suspicious of something and it pops up on your test, then we know, all right, your gut and this test, they're in line. Let's see what your stool does. Let's see what your food log and your symptoms are coming back with. Compare that to the food that you ate. And here's the deal, you guys, black and white. Your brain needs to see black and white, because there are 3 realities. The one your brain wants you to see, the one someone else sees, and the truth.
I love that.
Your brain lies to you.
It does.
Your brain lies to you. Yeah. If you put it in black and white, you put it in a log, you can't lie to yourself.
No good
It
or
is
bad. We're not
empty.
judging you at all. We're here to
Yeah.
come alongside and empower you because I've been there too. We've all been there. Bonnie was just talking about it.
Hmm.
The fog that comes in. For me, soy and gluten as well. It depends. I'm trying to figure out as well. Is it the bread or
Yeah.
is it what the bread was made with? Or
Right. Right.
yeah.
It's
You
crazy.
can't look
And
at
it
me and say, "Oh, you've got a soy intolerance." I know. I can tell by. I have had doctors do that to me. No offense to them, and it was very interesting and eye-opening. However, no, I can't look at Bonnie and say, "Oh, you can't eat that."
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Strangers don't know that I can't eat dairy. They don't know that. They aren't able to look at me and see that. It's just one of those things. We can't do that. We have to have a better picture and we have to have some assessments. And that's part of the reason we use all of that. And we really look at symptoms. And everybody's different. It's why, like, when you diagnose autoimmune conditions, oh my gosh, there's like, I think last count I did was maybe 8, 9 months ago, and it was either over 800 or over 1,000. I would have to look. Um, but even with that, over 800 different autoimmune diseases and illnesses that have been identified so far. We're all human species, right? We're all mammals, but our DNA makes us so uniquely different that it's not always the same solution.
It's so exciting. It's like
It
overwhelming and exciting. Like I can kind of understand. Like you might be listening to this, and be like, "That's a lot," and we're over here like,
yeah,
"Yeah, that's a lot." Like let's get customized. Let's get
let's dig in.
understanding. Yeah, let's dig in.
Let's dig in. But this is, I mean, this really, that overwhelming feeling, that's part of the reason I am striving, and you guys have no idea how hard it is to do a 20-minute workshop. But y'all are busy. Many of the people that we attract in now are busy moms and busy professionals with barely any time. So doing a 20 to 30-minute workshop is pretty ideal. And I don't really have slides. I don't do well with slides. They take me off into tangents. So if you needed to like pop into the workshop and just listen, plug your earbud in and just listen, you could do that. And you don't have to show up for the afternoon VIP. If you listen and then you come back at night, we can work on your stuff together.
Yes.
You know, and the whole reason we have those two options with VIP is so that we can work on them together, so that we take that overwhelm off your shoulders.
Yes.
Because overwhelm is the killer for all these health plans out there, you guys.
Yeah.
It is. It'll set you back, and if you let your brain fall into it, it's not good. So we try and make it as easy as possible. So
We got your back. Yeah.
yeah, we got this. And you know, if you DM us behind the scenes, we have a lot of I know Sam does. We have a lot of conversations behind the scenes. So when you hop in the community, you'll see us talking a lot. You don't see the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of my testimonials, I change names
Yeah.
because the people that those came from, they don't want to out themselves. They don't want what they've been dealing with to affect their social media or what. I don't
Yeah.
care. If you want to know who wrote that, I connect you behind the scenes. That's what
Really.
happens.
Yeah.
Um, the testimonials come from real people. I have videos of some of them that I'll be sharing over the next couple of weeks. But for the most part, you know, all the things we put into place, all the things we talked about today, there's a reason you want to figure out what's actually happening and what your body is telling you. And especially if you've gotten to the point where your body is no longer whispering to you, it is now screaming at you. We need to give that body a nice little TLC hug.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's not possible by yourself.
Yep.
So,
Yep. It is so courageous to reach out. I got goosebumps. The happy kind of like, yeah, reach out. It is
yeah.
so courageous. It is like the coolest superpower to be vulnerable and say, I need help. Like, forget
Yeah.
invisibility. Let's talk about vulnerability.
Exactly. And even if it's reaching out to just one of us, like
Yeah.
you don't have to talk to all of us.
No.
You know, you can talk to one of us. It's fine. We,
Talk.
our whole purpose in revamping this challenge was to make sure that it was actually helping people leave with something they can tangibly use in their world versus just spewing information. So, I mean, reality check, you guys, even if you don't come into the challenge and you use this stool chart and you take your food, your log with your emotions, all the food, your symptoms, everything in it to your practitioner, you have given them insight into a good 5 to 7 days of your life. And on the practitioner side, that is amazing because trying to piece together puzzles is so hard when you don't have enough information.
Yeah.
So whether you come in the challenge or not, download the Bristol Stool Chart, put it on your phone, use it, and figure out what's happening so that you can fix it once and for all and get moving. So, I got littles moving. I know you got littles moving. So we're going to wrap this all up, but we will see you guys next week. What are we talking about next week? Hold on. Hold up. I will tell you what we're talking about next week. I had it up and then it was gone. Ooh, remedies. We're going to talk about herbal medicine. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about spices and things that you can put into your body, into your diet, into your world, your environment to help you regardless of what's happening within your body. So we'll come back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I feel like we need the Batman theme song here. All right, you guys. Thank you. Love you. Bye, guys.